Hey, no. First of all, blah blah, you're bogus as hell. You are bogus. I can put it down if I felt like it. And I just don't feel like it, okay? And second of all, I'm stuck in the item world and I can't quit or save the game. I can't save the game while I'm in the item world. But I'm 61 levels in. And I need to get to the court so I can close out the subpoena and leave the item world. So I don't want to hear it, young man. I don't want to hear it. Hi, everyone. I'm booting up Umineko now. I almost said Higurashi, but it's not Higurashi. Alright, let's get this all. First of all, pause the music. Oh my god. So bogus. So bogus. I love you, blah blah. There's a reason you're like my BFF for evers or 5 evers.
But let's be real here. Issa is clearly the most perfect friend in existence.
Just saying. Zen! The item world in D2 is absolute trash. Well, I think it was the first time they integrated it. D2 introduced stacking, which is literally like, you thought you could break Disgaea 1, that just made the whole game broken. The item world... Oh! Diggity Dave! Oh my gosh! Hi! I'm so happy to see you, Diggity Dave. You're on break at work. What am I then, if not BFF? You are BFF. Your best fox friend, Cypus. You're just a different version of BFF. And Issa is, BFF for Issa is best fucking friend, and then blah blah is bleh friend forever. Hi! Start from the beginning! Everest, no, I will kill you! No! Okay, I can... No, you want this? I can literally sum up Umineko from the last... fucking 10 hours I've been reading this, okay? There's a family. They're rich, but they're kinda not, because they're broke. So they're arguing about inheritance from their dad, who hasn't even died yet. The dad fucking hates his family. Both his children and his children's children. Somebody named Beatrice threatened to take away the money and the family's lives and all of the properties. Wow! What else? Battler's a pervert. Maria goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. Jessica is, Kora energy, but she's supposed to be a proper lady, but she's not. And hashtag we love Fat George. George just proposed to Shannon, one of the servants on the island. Not as beautiful as Kumasawa, though. Kumasawa's got those titties that hang to her knees for days. And a lot of talking and a lot of repeating the same things. Because Ryukishi, I love you, but holy shit, you could trim so much fat off of some of this. Alright, we're all caught up. We're all caught up. Let's jump into... One more time. Everest! Suck my dick. Or cock. But you'd like to suck my lady cock, wouldn't you? You pervert. Alrighty. 1 second, you guys. I actually have to, top off my ice water. So, uno momento, por favor. I gotta do that, you guys. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. I am back. Okay, I am so sorry. I want to get through this shit, but like, ugh. Okay, let me get OBS back over there. Looks like Laura's trying to look at skirts. Ah! Thank you for the hydrate, both of you. Blah blah. Moral of the first chapter. Show, don't tell. Doesn't mean you can have the characters telling and not showing at each other. Yeah. Cypus! Bad. Is the music still going from the intro or is that the game? It's the same song, but it's the one in the game. It's my favorite. So it just so happened to be a coincidence. Okay, let's get into this, you guys. How is the audio levels? I don't think I've tweaked anything since last night, or Tuesday night, so hopefully they're good. I am Sophia. Oh, you're naughty, Cypus. Oh, hold on. My face tracker's a little fucked up. There we go. Tattoo Pro Streamer. Thank you. All right. Shannon entered the entrance hall to the mansion with a tottering gait. Hello, respond. A mixture of exaltation? Sure, exaltation, and uncertainty gave her a feeling that she couldn't easily describe. It swelled up in her chest until it felt like she was about to burst. I feel that same way about cheesecake, though. Let's be honest. Or a good steak. Yeah. I want to feel it mooing inside me. After stopping for a second in front of the servant room to take a deep breath and calm her heart, she opened the door. Dame! Moo inside me, daddy. Oh god, could you imagine? Moo, baby! I'm officially a lewd tuber. Oh god. This is so stupid. Okay. Me in chat. Yay, blah blah, you're the best. Oh fuck, hold on. I forgot to post on Twitter. Hold on. I even have the perfect post. Do 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 ba ba ba. Sorry guys, I'm a fucking mess today. Honestly, the last 2 days of work have been grueling on me. Like, just the roughest. My brain fog, like, I feel like I'm losing IQ points. It's that strong. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's been so hard to even take calls or make notes. Normally, I can make notes in 30 seconds. I have been having to put myself on, ACW, what's it stand for? ACW is what we use as a term to be like BRB, working on something. After call work, that's what it is, after call work. And, like I said, I usually get it done in 30 seconds. I've been taking up to 5-minute breaks to get some of this shit done because I just... I can't function. And it's embarrassing as hell. So, okay. We can finally, officially, fucking get this done. Can't lose IQ points that you don't give. Got him! Blah, blah! Blah, blah! You right, though, fam. You right. Fucking asshole. Bags, shut the fuck up, bro. can't fucking type either. I'm making so many fucking typos. It's driving me nuts, you guys. I want to just scream. Ah! What do you call it when... What do you call it when, like... Oh, a friction burn. Friction burn. Okay. See, that's the thing, is I can't remember half the things that I need to say, or I want to say. It's driving me nuts. If you scream, do the knee channel theme. Hi, Bags. He doesn't like that. Lay down, dude. Okay. Ah, fuck. Look what you made me do, Bags. You made me hit the enter button. I should, you know what? I should create a new command. I should create a new command that's just Bags, no! Okay. Why is chat all fucked up? No! Chat! No! Ah! I didn't mean to close chat! Hold on, ducks. Chat! Oh, that was a close one. Okay, good. Alright. I hit enter. Inside, Goda, who had been ordered to take the midnight shift at the mansion tonight, was absorbed in a worn-out crossword puzzle magazine. He looked up for an instant to see if one of the family had come, but when he realized it was a fellow servant, he turned to his puzzle as if nothing had happened. Can't get rid of us that easy. Genji-sama told me to come and help you. Ah, is that so? That's a relief. I was just about to go check that mansion was fully locked up, but I felt uneasy about leaving this room unmanned. After all, Kraus-sama and the others' meeting looks like it, though it will continue for quite some time. They might request some tea at any moment. That's true. Then, what shall we do? Should I watch over her? In that case, forgive me, Shannon-san, but I'll ask that you patrol the mansion. I will stay here, awaiting the family's orders. What a fucking suck-up. Yeah. Yes. Shannon was slightly disgusted. Even though she'd come to help out as a favor, she was casually being forced to do the job of the person actually on duty. Furthermore, after one-sidedly forcing that task on her, Goda returned to his magazine once again and became immersed in his crossword puzzle. God, that guy's such a fucking jerk. Shannon bowed her head as a token sign of respect to her elder, as a token sign of respect for her elder, then left the room to patrol the mansion. We're still waiting for the Neko Cat Girls to show up? That's later. That's much later. That won't happen until I think episode 2, blah blah. You gotta wait for that. Thanks to her being a bit ticked off, she managed to suppress that floaty feeling she had been having until just now. And anyway, she couldn't let Genji or Cannon see her looking like this. She wanted a little time to herself until her heart's calmed down, so maybe going on patrol wouldn't be so bad. She began to hear the tumultuous voices of the family discussion coming from the dining hall. Someone was speaking at great length. Someone was speaking at great length, only to be interrupted by someone else. This second person also began to speak in a very long, drawn-out fashion, until yet another person interrupted. That kept on repeating. It was as though their displeasure was seeping out through their voices. She had been told to go to the guest house, so it wouldn't be bad if Kraus discovered her. Thinking this, Shannon dashed past the dining hall. Then she went along a prearranged route through the dark mansion, checking that all of the locks were secure. I'm so sorry, I'm so tired, you guys. She walked down the hall, checking each window. There were no humans on Rokkenjima other than those connected to the family, so locking up didn't really serve much of a purpose. No one had been in the habit of locking up at the Ushirimiya head family, not at least until Natsuhi had scolded them for being careless. The metal... Fuck! The metal fixtures on the windows were ice cold, and as she checked them one by one, the glow in her heart seemed to cool down. Oh. Huh? At that time, she thought she saw something twinkling across the hall. Twinkling? How could anything be twinkling through the darkness of the hall? Thank you, Diggity Dave. Thank you so much for the resub. I love you, buddy. We need to have lunch again very soon. I have a lot to tell you and catch up on, okay? I'll message you. She figured she must have been imagining it, but she still held her breath. Grasping a curtain, she fearfully gazed down the hall. However, other than the occasional crack of thunder brightening the hallway, she was unable to glimpse any flicker again. It must have been her imagination after all. Maybe her heart was so agitated that she'd seen something that didn't even exist. Shannon went back to checking the windows. However, a certain unnerving memory was resurrected in the back of her mind. It was that ghost story, which had been passed down amongst the servants who served the Ushirimiya head family. The mansion had two different masters. One of the day and one of the night. Beatrice, the master of the night, would sometimes fly around the mansion in the form of sparkling butterflies. That was the story. Come to think of it, didn't Kanin-kun once say he'd seen it with his own eyes? Though he got sulky when I said he must have imagined it and refused to believe him. Could it possibly be true? The roar of the thunder gave no answer. I always feel like I can see an image in the rain. Like in the dead center, it almost looks like a witch. You have the mouth, the long nose, eyes, the hat. Oh shoot, I was pointing at the wrong screen. God damn it! God damn it, Bobby! Damn it! If we do see it again, I'm sure we will. I will try to point it out again. I was pointing it out on my OBS screen instead of like on this screen where you guys can see my mouse. I feel stupid. Daddy, no! Daddy, yes! You lazy piece of shit. Go away, Coda. Goodbye, Wilfred Brimley. Aw, the cousins are all so fucking cute and sweet. All of the pieces are in place. Can you solve the game board? Guys. It is officially October 5th. All of the pieces are in place. "6 a.m. Oh, God. October 5th, 1986. It's all coming together. Genji tightened his bow tie and looked outside through a crack in the curtains. Maybe the rain had died down a tiny bit since the previous night, but the thick rain clouds didn't seem like they'd be letting any trace of the morning sun get by. The morning was dim and far from refreshing. It seems it will last all day, after all. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Genji-sama. Canon finished checking his appearance and exited the washroom. On their normal schedule, it was rare for anyone to have to suffer through going straight from a midnight shift to an early morning shift. They were on special schedule for the 2 days of the family conference. However, unless the typhoon passed today, the relatives' stay on this island would last until tomorrow. Aw, in high school, Tyler was voted most likely to keep being awesome. I agree, blah blah. Canon thought it best to be prepared for the special schedule to last an extra day. The two of them left the guest house, opening their umbrellas. The rose garden had been devastated by the wind and rain on the previous night, even though they'd spent several days making it beautiful to welcome the guests. One stormy night, and it was enough to ruin it. Canon sighed. The two headed for the mansion. They were supposed to meet up with Goda and prepare breakfast. Goda was such a perfectionist that he had probably already woken up, and he was probably already preparing a breakfast as exquisite and elegant as glassware. They reached over the overhang by the entrance to the mansion and folded up their umbrellas. Genji took a bundle of several keys from his pocket and unlocked the front door. The Ushiromiya family mansion was the only thing on Rokkenjima, so in the past, they hadn't been in the habit of locking up. However, Isn't this just repeating what Shannon was talking about? However, Natsuhi had ordered that the mansion be locked up from midnight to early morning. Ever since then, unlocking the door in the early morning had become the first part of a servant's morning shift. Okay, blah blah. Remember these exclamation points. We gotta make Bagheera, and we gotta make repeat. Don't forget, okay? Remind me. Hell, send me a message on Discord so I remember what to make. I remember nothing! Blah blah! Please! I beg you as my best blah blah forever! That's right, you're not a BFF, you're a BBF. Best blah blah forever. Wah, Oki. I can hear the timid, like, petch-faced Oki. Alright. This task had been given to Genji and Kanan, so that Goda could start preparing breakfast as soon as he woke up. Silence had fallen in the mansion, giving the impression that the mansion itself was still asleep. Well then, let us begin the morning chores. Yes, sir. The two of them split up and began opening the curtains throughout the mansion. If the curtains stayed closed, the mansion would remain enveloped in faint darkness, as though it was still trapped in the previous night. Hey guys, I got 69 messages on eBay. Nice. 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 Sorry, I ordered something today and they told me, hey, if you want to order anything else, we actually offer a discount. And it was something Umineko that I bought, so I'm like, well, if they have something Umineko that I don't own, maybe. I'm just saying, maybe. Nice. Have that, have that, have that. Have that, have that, have that. I have all of this! Bitch, are you for real? This guy's charging $43 for a pin that I got for $7 from Japan Mercari. Don't even with me, bro. You are upselling the fuck out of this stuff. At least the thing I got was actually unique and one of a kind. It isn't mass-produced. It's not anime cells, but... Are you a fan of something? No, I mean, passing fan. Like, I've heard a couple good things about it, but I really haven't looked into it too much. Another fucking badge pin for $49. Another one for $37. Bro, you trippin'. You fucking trippin'. I'm not buying anything else from your store because I'm not gonna give you any money. Even if it is a discount. If I buy something for $40, it's only gonna be like $38. No, the thing I got is, it's not anime cells. I would fucking die for that. But this was a digital anime, so there aren't any cells. But you know when you get, like, an anime art book or something, and it shows all the, like, the anime, like, sketches, the character design sheets, and then it'll actually have, like, the, like, some of the sketches that were translated to the anime. I bought a sealed packet of approximately 150 sheets from all the pre-production work on the anime. That doesn't exist, but it was a steal. I got it super cheap. So, probably, like, one of the few things he didn't upsell, because it was cheap for what it was. So, I'm excited to get that. Very much so. I also found a replica of Maria's bracelet, the one with the scorpion charm. I've been looking for that for years, and it's always overpriced, but I found somebody selling it for like 15 bucks, which list price it was 1,000 yen. So at the time, it would have been 15 bucks. That's really cool for something that doesn't exist. Yeah, isn't it? Umineko Uminektober. Okay. I am so sorry for that delay. I got excited and talked about stuff that isn't important. Okay. Following a well-rehearsed procedure, Kanan went around the mansion, opening the curtains for one window after another without having to retrace his steps once. Even with this horrible weather, drawing the curtains made it feel just a little bit like morning. While doing that, he passed in front of the kitchen. Even though he hadn't smelled anything yet, his stomach started aching for some of Goda's prized cooking. Good morning. He tried to greet Goda, who should have been getting breakfast ready, but Goda was nowhere to be seen. The kitchen was darkly lit. Not only were the curtains not open, but the fan wasn't even running. It was still cold, without any trace of fire being lit, so of course there were no signs of breakfast being made either. Though it would have been inexcusable, perhaps Goda had overslept. Even servants are only human. Well, furniture. They sometimes sleep in and show up late. In the rare case that such a thing happens, it's part of a servant's code to hide the unsightly scene before anyone notices, smoothly cover it up, and make sure the family never even realizes that anything has gone wrong. Kanan took the receiver of the phone that had been fitted to the wall and dialed the number for the extension line in the servant's sleeping room. Huh? He couldn't hear that characteristic sound of the dial tone. Kanan tried picking up the receiver again, but even so, he couldn't hear the usual dial tone. He tried dialing again, but it had no apparent effect. Could the lightning last night have damaged some machine, breaking the extension line? The equipment in this mansion was all worn out. Kanan fully understood that even the smallest thing could have caused it to break down. He gave up trying to wake up Goda with the phone and dashed over to the servant's sleeping room. That piece of shit sleeping in. How long had it been since I stopped sleeping and started lazily staring up at the ceiling? Wait, who's talking right now? Oh, okay. That vague sense of awakening was part of Natsuhi's usual morning experience. So let's read that in her voice. How long has it been since I stopped sleeping and started lazily staring up at the ceiling? That vague sense of awakening was part of Natsuhi's usual morning experience. She always slept lightly, and she couldn't sleep at all without medicine. To Natsuhi, sleep was definitely not a happy thing. Oh, Natsuhi, I want to fucking give you a hug! That sounds awful! When she looked outside, she saw it was still pouring. If she hadn't sensed any tiny amount of light, she may have mistakenly thought it was still the previous night. She herself was one of the hosts, so she mustn't wake up later than her guests. Urging herself on, she raised up her body, which still hadn't completely recovered from yesterday's weariness. No one would torment her as long as she remained inside this room, and her headache wouldn't get any worse here. This room was the only place she could find peace. Her room cute, though. So when she left, it meant returning to the world where her husband's siblings kept trying to stab each other in the back. In that case, wouldn't it be better to just stay locked up in this room forever? That ridiculous notion brought a bitter smile to Natsuhi's face. Boyo! She was starting to sound like Kinzo. We're finally at October 5th! Let's go! Nothing much has happened. Shannon had to report back to the mansion. Goda made her do all of his chores so he could play crosswords in the servant's room. And then she thought she saw a flicker. A mysterious flickering in the dark hallway, but it was nothing, right? It was nothing. Although she did remember that Kanan-kun told her the story of the witch and that late at night he had seen flickering lights too, but it couldn't be real. No, not at all. And then everyone went to sleep. And now it's the morning of October 5th, 6 a.m. The servants are just waking up right now, and Goda isn't answering his phone, and the phone lines are cut. So we're seeing what happens from here, so you didn't miss much. Okay. Well, you missed me getting all geeked out about some Umineko merch I got, but it's dumb. Okay. Though she often complained about Kinzo staying locked up in his own room and refusing to attend to everyone else, the truth was that she longed to do the same. Natsuhi gave her head a small shake, and her fantasy was replaced with the reawakening of her usual headache. When she reached for the doorknob, trying to leave the room, her hand touched the scorpion charm that she had hung from it before going to sleep the previous night. It was Maria's charm, which Natsuhi had received from Jessica. Didn't Jessica say something about it having the power to repel magic, telling her to hang it from the doorknob? Maybe it was thanks to the charm that at least this room had been protected from the malice of her husband's siblings. As she thought this, her mood began to get a little more cheerful. I wonder if I have Jessica to thank for the little bit of peaceful sleep I managed to receive. Then Natsuhi remembered. That's right. Last night I promised Jessica that I'd give her a charm of my own, in exchange for this one, didn't I? Natsuhi opened a drawer in her dresser and took out an antique accessory case that she had treasured when she was a child. Inside, there were many small objects that Natsuhi had thought were valuable at the time. From admits. Oh my god, why can't I say this word? I know how to say this word. Fucking COVID brain. God damn. From amidst. From amidst those, she pulled out a red pouch. Inside was a small round mirror about 10 centimeters across. It looked quite old, but the design on the back of the mirror was very ornate, and it felt like something with historical value. Sorry, okay. At the very least, it seemed much more authentic than the other charm, which looked like a plastic scorpion keychain. She had heard that this was a spiritual mirror for wandering off evil spirits, and she had been given it specially by her grandmother when her grandfather's mementos had been disturbed. It had been believed since long ago that a strange power resided in this mirror. Thank you, Tyler, for the hydrate. Ow. Perhaps people thought it could reflect calamity and malice in the same way it reflected light. Natsuhi returned the mirror to its pouch. It would probably be a fitting object to hand over to Jessica. Oh, she's starting to, actually get, a relationship going. It's so cute. You saw you've been listening, just driving. Oh. Sorry for the recap, then. The unneeded recap. Just as she placed it in her pocket, the sound of someone knocking on the door suddenly echoed throughout the room. Hi. Yes? Good morning, madam. It is Genji. My apologies for waking you so early. I'm coming now. What is it? No servant had ever come to her this early in the morning, nor had they come to waken her person. No servant had ever come to her this early in the morning, nor had they come to wake her in person. Perhaps something bad had happened. Maybe some fatal oversight had been made while preparing breakfast? Something that would be that would shame the household in front of their guests. Natsuhi took a deep breath in anticipation for whatever troubles she was about to hear of. When she opened the door, Genji once again gave a morning greeting while bowing deeply. Natsuhi tentatively responded. Good morning. Did something happen? My apologies. It would seem that the telephones have broken down due to the lightning last night. The extension telephone isn't working, so please forgive my coming to see you directly. The extension telephone isn't working? That will be troublesome. Will it be possible to fix it? I am afraid we do not know the location of the damage. Later on, I would like to call in an expert and have him repair it. Does that mean we'll be unable to have it repaired until after the typhoon passes? Then it will remain broken down for the duration of our guest's stay. Will that hamper our efforts to care for our guests? We will do all that we can to ensure there are no problems. Very well. I'm counting on you to make sure that we have no blunders. Natsuhi let out a small sigh of relief. She had been prepared for the worst, but damage to the telephones wasn't the kind of trouble she was worried about. Then again, even this would probably be enough to spark sarcasm from Ava. Natsuhi gave her head a light shake. Are the preparations for breakfast proceeding well? As to that, we haven't been able to find Goda. The arrangements for breakfast have yet to be carried out. What did you say? Natsuhi was indignant. To her, this was a much bigger problem than the phones not working. And despite that, this piece of information was the part that had been postponed. Why did everything go so... Why did everything go well most of the time, and then come to something like this when the relatives were visiting? Natsuhi put her hand to her forehead and shook her head. Well, I suppose he slept in. At any rate, just see to it that someone hurries up and prepares breakfast. I don't care who. What? Natsuhi exited into the hall and turned around for a second to close her door to her room. The creepy thing that she saw were silenced by her completely. It was an unpleasant sight, as though someone had dripped their fingers in reddish black liquid and scratched at the door around the doorknob. It was probably some sort of awful prank, arranged by some person who wanted to make it look as though they had tried to force the door open with bloody hands. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a little fun with this, you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me get my Kindle app open. Wait, it's updating? Shit. Well, shit, fam! Wait, did I click on something else? Unpacking data. Kindle? Kindle, you alive? Kindle. I just want the app. What? Retry. What the fuck? Ignore. 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 What the fuck? Abort! Fucking abort! Not literally, please. Okay. So, what I'm planning to do is I'm going to find the manga page that this scene has. And fucking stop. Cancel. Yeah, I know. Let's go to page 250. Halfway through. Okay. We're pretty close. So basically, I think what I'm going to do is when there's a really interesting visual that is not in the abort mission, basically that is not in the actual visual novel. I'm gonna take a screenshot from the manga, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So, let's do this real quick. Okay, so Natsuhi exits the door, and this is what's on the other side. Ah! What? There we go. This is what's on the other side of the door. Yeah. Hi. Wa 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 wa. It's just a prank, right? It's just a prank, bro. It's a social experiment. So yes, this is what's on her bedroom door. Bloody handprints and scratch marks. So, there we go. See, okay, I like this a little bit better. Anime terrorize, that's good. Good lord, yeah. Let's see. It was probably some sort of awful prank, arranged by some person who wanted to make it look as though they tried to force the door open with bloody hands. What sort of prank is this? How awful! I also just noticed it as I came to call you. I will clean it later. Perhaps this is a vulgar joke by one of the guests. Disgusting. Truly disgusting. Who in the world would pull such a childish and disgusting prank? Natsuhi had a pretty good idea, but of course there was no proof. So even if she pushed the issue, it would just seem as though she was making a fuss about nothing. In fact, it would surely be better to act as though she hadn't even realized that such a prank had been played on her. Natsuhi gave the order to have it cleaned and headed off to the parlor with a squeak of her heels. When Natsuhi and Genji arrived in the parlor, Eva and Hideyoshi were already there. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Natsuhi-san. I heard Goda-san would be making us breakfast too. My stomach's been getting all excited since I woke up. After all, it seems food is all you can look forward to at the head family's household. I'm pleased to see that the two of you are in high spirits so early in the morning, Eva-san. With a weary expression, Natsuhi returned Eva's gaze, which was fiercely competitive despite the early hour. When Kanen jogged in, after bowing in apologetically to the relatives for running inside the mansion, he noticed Genji and told him something in a small voice. Kanen, have you still not found Goda? My apologies, madam. I went all over inside of the mansion and the guest house, but I still haven't found him. Where in the world has he gone? At any rate, breakfast is a higher priority than finding Goda right now. See to it immediately. Yes. Kanen glanced at Genji. It seemed he had something else to report, but was uncertain whether or not the words should come from him. Genji nodded and decided to give the report himself. Madam, it is not only Goda. Your husband is also nowhere to be found. My husband? Yes. Even before visiting you, I went to his room to tell him that the breakfast wasn't being prepared, but I did not find him there. Furthermore, he is not the only one missing. Rudolph-sama, his wife, and Rosa-sama are nowhere to be found. Not in the guest house? Nor the mansion? Yes. They were not in their rooms in the guest house either. When she'd heard that Goda alone was missing, she assumed he had slept in or was loafing around somewhere. Which reminded me not to miss Thursday night football. As if! When Laura's streaming? No way! Ah, blah blah. You're giving up your precious football for me. Aw, that's so sweet. Also, hold on. I need to adjust my... There we go. I'm leaning in my chair now, so... Go, sports! Yeah, sports ball! Okay. When she'd heard that Goda alone was missing, she assumed he had slept in or was loafing around somewhere. However, now that she learned that several of the relatives were nowhere to be seen, she began to take a slightly more optimistic view. Could last night's family conference have continued all night, up until present moment? If so, they might have wanted to cool their heads after being shut in a stuffy room, going out for walks on their own through the rain. The part about cooling their heads really sounded like something Kraus would say. Goda had probably been summoned to accompany them and aid them in some way. Goda was not a man who lost track of time. He had to understand that preparations for breakfast would be hindered if he did not return. However, maybe the family conference had continued until this very moment. With an atmosphere that would make it hard for anyone to slip out. Yes, that theory would be quite convincing for Natsuhi. She remembered the illusions she felt that morning, as though the previous night had never ended. When she learned that the feeling just wasn't just an illusion, she once again took a deep, weary breath. After all, that banquet of filthy vultures circling Kinzo's property was still going on. Perhaps they are still discussing the inheritance somewhere in the garden. Or maybe the beach. At any rate, if we don't call Goda back, he'll never be able to begin preparations for breakfast. So, what are you saying? Are Nissan and the rest still continuing their discussion? She had planned to say that in a small voice, but Hideyoshi overheard Natsuhi and managed to grasp the situation. Nissan and Rudolph sure are tough. Maybe it's just youth in Rose's case. Just a bit after midnight, the two of us were so tired that we headed back to bed. Although, I do remember that Nissan and the rest were still having a heated discussion at that point. Men certainly are unpleasant when they get all fired up. Natsuhi snorted, her face still blank. Kanon, search outside. If you find Goda, tell him to return immediately and begin preparing breakfast. Certainly. Natsuhi-ne-san, we don't know for sure that they're outside, do we? Couldn't they also be inside Father's study? I see, that's certainly possible. I don't know what path their conversation took. There's certainly a chance they moved to Father's study and let him in on the discussion. I can't imagine that Father would willingly let them bring such a detestable topic to his study. Okay, I am so sorry, everyone. I can't imagine that father would willingly let them bring such a detestable topic into his study. Oh! You really think so? Well then, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry, Genji-san and Kanin-kun, but could you search outside? It wouldn't be that strange for Nii-san to suggest they go outside for a walk to cool their heads. Even in this weather. I'll go to father's study. Who knows? They might actually be there after all. Eva-san, I couldn't ask a guest like you to exert herself so. I will go. I can also wish him a good morning while I'm at it. Oh, then I'll leave it in your hands. Though I somehow doubt he'll return your greeting. Natsuhine-san, have you always been on such good terms with father? I don't know whether you could call it that, but I am sure that I have gained his trust as the wife of the successor to the Ushiyamiya family. Then I'm sure he'll at least answer you, right? I'd like to at least have breakfast with father. Don't you think I could convince him to come down and join us? It seems that he thoroughly despises the rest of us, but I'm sure he'll listen to you if he trusts you that much. After all, speaking so boldly, if you're unable to convince father and come down alone, then I doubt you'll ever be able to claim that what you've earned his trust again. I am not confident, but I will try. I'm not confident, but I will try. Natsuhi responded, looking discouraged. However, knowing Kinzo's temperament, she had absolutely no confidence in her ability to bring him down. Eva was clearly mocking her, confident that Natsuhi wouldn't be able to get Kinzo to come down. But even so, Natsuhi would lose face if she gave up, saying it was impossible and letting Eva go instead. Eva's mean-spirited and unreasonable demand made Natsuhi clench her fists slightly. When Genji realized this, he softly spoke to her over her shoulder. Madam, please take this, if you would. And this is... Genji handed Natsuhi a sparkling gold key of ornate design. It was the key to Kinzo's study. The study had an auto-lock and couldn't be unlocked as long as Kinzo forbade entrance. However, since Genji was especially trusted by Kinzo, he was allowed to carry a key to that door. But if this key is used, won't you also receive the blame? When the master is sleeping deeply, simply knocking on the door will not suffice. And it would be more difficult to persuade the master to leave his room if you must talk through the door. Please, use this. Genji? Until now, Natsuhi had thought of Genji as a cold servant who wouldn't do anything for her, especially since he worked directly under Kinzo. but it looked like she would have to alter her understanding of him. She wanted to communicate her gratitude, but by then Genji had already turned his back on her and was walking down the corridor with Kanan. But as Natsuhi watched them go, the words directed at her from behind were sneering. Well then, you must bring father with you, okay? After all, it's his son's precious wife who's asking. I'm sure he'll listen to you. We're guests, so we'll just relax here at our leisure. Wait it, Ava. You're taking this too far. Sorry, Natsune-san, but we're counting on you to deal with father. Without answering, Natsuhi forcefully spun around on her heels and quickly left that place. I don't blame you, girl. After all that excitement from the previous night, there was no way anyone was going to wake up early. George, Aniki, Jessica, and I were snoring loudly on the beds in the cousin's room. But Maria, who had gone straight to bed without joining in, was completely awake. As she rubbed her sleepy eyes and looked around, she was met with the loudest snoring of the other three cousins. For a while, Maria had to think about what had happened. After that, she realized that her mother wasn't with her, and she quickly got lonely. Maria left the cousin's room, trying to head to the door that had been arranged for her and her mother. Paying no heed to the three who were sleeping soundly, she slammed the door shut. In response, Battler mumbled and rolled over into sleep, but it wasn't enough to wake him. After a while, Maria returned, once again opening the door with a lively bang. When she had left the room, her face had been sleepy, but now that she was back, she looked irritated. After that, she climbed up on Battler's bed, which happened to be the closest, and started yelling and jumping on it like it was a trampoline. Ah! Why are my cheeks puffy? God damn it! How long have they been puffy? Blah, 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 blah. God damn it. These VODs are gonna be, like, horrible. Meyer! Meyer, thank you so much for the raid! I haven't seen you in a while. Slime attack! Slime! Hello, Zoom guy! Hello, Meyer. How was stream? What did you end up playing? After that, she climbed on Battler's bed, which happened to be the closest, and started yelling and jumping on it like it was a trampoline. Wake up! Ooh, Portal. Oh, dude. Portal 1 and 2, like especially 2, my top tier games of all time. Like, favorite. I actually have a replica portal gun. It lights up and makes sounds. What? Is it an enemy raid? Surround them! After making sure I was awake, Maria moved over to George on Iki's bed and started jumping on that too. In that manner, the three of us were all greeted with an extremely pleasant awakening. Ooh, ooh. Hour 40? Nice. Yeah, the first one is really nice to speedrun. And even if you don't speedrun it, you can get it done pretty quickly if you catch on to all the puzzles. There's that one that's infamous, I think it's puzzle 13 or 15, that like a bunch of people like were stumped by it. I was so proud because my best friend at the time booted it up and she was watching me play it with like this smirk because she knew now that she beat it, but I didn't know going in. I beat it my first try. I instantly got it. And she was like, this is bullshit. I wanted to see you struggle. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't that hard. I was very proud of myself. I think that's my most hashtag humble brag I can possibly do. It is an enemy raid, and the enemy raid is 3 feet tall and a stupid tiny crown. Oh, don't get blah blah started, Zen. Thanks for waking us up, Maria-chan. You stopped us from sleeping in after that late night. If only you could have been a bit more gentle about it. George, Nissan, you really are an adult. I respect that. It'll be 7 soon. Well, it's not really a bad time to wake up. That would have been a great time for one of my real yawns. Ooh, Mama's not there. What, Rosa? She wasn't in her room? I wonder if she's already woken up and gone to the mansion. Not here! Ooh! 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 Mama! Ooh. Question: would you still trust somebody after they tried to throw you into a fire? Answer: no. That is one of my few boundaries that I don't think I could come back from. Okay. My chat was giving me poo for not trusting her after she tried to throw me into a fire. Oh! There was cake, though. That wasn't a lie. Kind of? No, cake was a lie. Maria kept groaning, ooh, ooh, and looking unhappy. She didn't exactly seem lonely because her mother wasn't around. It was more like she was irritated and thrown off balance because her mother wasn't there she'd expected. Did you say the cake is a lie? Real gamer girl, shut up, blah blah. Blah blah, yell at Zen about the tiny crown. If we could just tell her where her mother was, that alone would probably calm her down. Oh! Shame, no cake for you. No! For Blah Blah or for me? I hashtag believe, kinda. Gonna head out nighty-night. Good night, Meyer. Please sleep tight. I hope you rest well. Zen, it's a fashion choice. You don't know fashion. If we could probably tell her where her mother was, that alone would probably calm her down. But unfortunately, we had no way of knowing where Aunt Rosa was, except that she wasn't here. Anyway, it's time for breakfast, so let's head over to the mansion. Thank you for the hydrate, Blues. Oh, I mean, caballero, caballero. That's right. Maria, let's go to the mansion together, okay? I'm sure Aunt Rosa will be there too.
Mama's in the mansion? Then I'll go there.
Yeah, I guess we should go to the mansion. Our parents have probably already gone there. Maria regained her usual composure so completely, her earlier tantrum now seemed like a lie. We got dressed, left the room, and headed for the mansion. Why are my hands trembling? Okay. Okay, let's see if we can see the face again. Damn it! Once more, there was a knocking sound on the study door, but there was no answer. He seems to be sleeping still, and I could not wake him. If she went back downstairs and said something like that, Ava would probably be amused and triumphant. And even putting Ava aside, it was problematic that Kinzo had stayed shut away during this entire once-a-year conference, not even coming down to greet anyone. Even the family head, no, especially the family head, couldn't fail to make an appearance. I wonder if I can convince him myself. Natsuhi readied herself and used the key that she borrowed from Genji to open the door. Oscar was a poet writer. Writers definitely know nothing about fashion. That's true, Zen. That's true. Even though she was prepared for the sweet stench, which seemed to eat into one's brain as it poured out the small crack in the door, she couldn't help but grimace. Thinking that he might still be sleeping, Natsuhi entered his room quietly. Sorry guys, 1 second. I need to put slippers on my feet. These are cold. Guys, should I eat a cookie? Should I eat an Oreo or two? I haven't eaten today, so I should probably eat something that's not an Oreo. But I can't eat during stream. Are they orange Halloween cookies? No, it's a double stuffed. You can't go wrong with double stuffed, my guy. Like, that shit is bomb. And then okay. So you would think double stuffed, it's literally like, so what? It's just a plain Oreo. It's not flavored, nothing like that. Okay. Well, you take a double stuffed. Yeah, Crusader! But once you have a double stuffed Oreo and you go back to a regular Oreo, you realize how pathetic it is and how it doesn't have any cream and it's like not even worth your time. So it's like that. It's the same as like Taco Bell. Their tacos are fine. They're great. I love their tacos. But the moment I had the Nacho Dorito and the Cool Ranch ones, I was like, yeah, I mean, these are good. They're exactly what I expected. And then I went back to the normal taco. And then I realized, oh my god, I can't go back. There you go. Yes, regular is very boring after double stuff. I agree. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's always better when you double stuff. Okay, let's get back to l'histoire. Thinking that he might still be sleeping, Natsuhi entered the room quietly. Crusader, like, no! Oh, fucking... When she did, Kinzo was already awake and looking down out of the window. Okay, I haven't actually seen this clip. What is it? Hold on. I can't hear it. Oh, right. I muted, Okay, hold on. Let me see what you're posting constantly. Oh my god! You did not clip that! Blah blah! Blah blah! How could you? Hold on. Blah blah! You naughty little naughty. Oh my god. I thought, when I saw the clip that you clipped it, I thought it was gonna be like my VTuber Frozen, like I was making a funny face, so I didn't click it. And I usually watch the clips after stream, but you keep posting this, and then I saw Crusader go, oh my god, and I'm like, yep. Hold on. Only Ghost Mama can use this. Go to the corner, young man. So you're awake. Good morning. How did you get in? Kinzo spoke with his back still facing her. His voice was not harsh, but calm. And Natsuhi was slightly reassured. Oh, I guess I kind of read that a little aggressively, didn't I? Okay. However, though he was awake, he wouldn't have ignored all that knocking if he was in a good mood. Natsuhi wasn't able to relax. My sincere apologies. I asked Genji-san, and he allowed me to borrow the key to the study. Oh, Genji did. If my friend thought it was that important, then I have no choice but to listen. So, what business do you have with me? Well, breakfast will be ready soon, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would join us. I will eat here. Have it brought here, like always. But father, this family conference happens only once a year. Please, at least let them see your face. Go back downstairs. Are you asking me to join in as they discuss how to chew up my inheritance after I die? How foolish. Let them speak of such matters as much as they please without me. And if that's what you call a family conference, that's hardly worth leaving my room for. Thank you for the lurk, Tyler. I am busy. Do not bother me. Yeah, get me some too, please. I'm so hungry. You guys have no... I am so hungry. I literally had 2 mini muffins, like the bite-sized ones, for my breakfast, and a bubbler. That's all I've had today. I am so fucking hungry. His last words carried the threat that any further questions would not be appreciated. Harvest! Hiya! Hoi, hoi, hoi! Get food! I can't! I'm reading Umineko no Naku Koro ni! My favorite Japan anime? Natsu realized that adding any further pleas would finally bring his wrath down upon her. She didn't look forward to facing Ava's sarcasm, but there was nothing more Natsuhi could do. Is that so? Understood. I am sure everyone will be sorry to hear that, but I will tell them. Natsuhi decided to give up. Bowing silently, she tried to leave the room before Kinzo's spasmodic temper would flare up. But, like, you have food to eat, right? Maybe? I'm not sure, actually. I don't know, actually. I'd have to look and see if I do. As she did, As she did, Kinzo spoke to her. His voice was so calm and gentle. It felt like it came from an entirely different person. Natsuhi, it has been quite some time since you married into the Ushiromiya family. Yes, it has been many years since I was first permitted to bear the name Ushiromiya. Do you know sometimes... Oh, sorry. Do you sometimes long for your previous family? No. Marriage means abandoning your birth family. I am Ushiromiya Natsuhi. The Ushiromiya family is the only family I can come home to. The only one I am fond of. She truly wasn't exaggerating. Such was the resolve she felt whenever she applied the Ushiromiya family name to herself. And that's precisely why she was so saddened when her husband didn't treat her like an Ushiromiya, leaving her to race about in vain. If Kraus were a woman, and you his husband. No, I won't say that. What did you mean by that? Father? Natsuhi was shocked. If Kinzo's words just now were really what they seemed. Okay, sorry guys, I'm having a hard time focusing right now. I'm gonna take a quick break. And I'm gonna see if I do have food. The least I can do is start cooking it. So I will take just a really quick BRB. Let me get the BRB text up. Where are you? Not BRB text. Stream starting soon. There we go. Okay, food hype. Yeah, food is good. All right. I'll be right back, everyone. Please enjoy. Zamyushiku. So, should you guys listen to peaceful stuff again, or do we listen to more chaos? Chaos is always good. Ouch. Let's play Beatrice's character song. Or I mean, Beatrice doesn't exist. Why would she have a character song? I will adjust the sound as needed. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. don't die. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba yi ba ba yo do ya la 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 la. Okay. All right. So good news and bad news. Bad news is I literally have no food except for a single package of turkey bacon. So I will probably cook a lot of turkey bacon after stream. Good news is I have a bottle of wine. A big bottle. Ah! No! It sprayed me. Blech. How many ounces is this? 50 ml fluid ounces. Let's go! Ugh! I don't have a cup. And I'm the only one who drinks wine in this house. Samba don't like it, so that's my cooties. Oh, that's my cooties. Ugh! Okay. Got wine all over my hands. Now they're sticky. Because when I open the cap, it's like carbonated wine, right? Well, a little bit. It's just a little bubbly. Like a subtle fizzy pop on your tongue. But, let me wash my hands real quick, god damn it. I have like 70% proof isopropyl, but that stuff disinfects real good, but it doesn't get your hands nasty. Okay, everyone, let's go! Let's go to ROKKENJIMA. Yeah, Mystify. God damn it, Plebla. Is that why they call it Arbor Mist? Huh, I never thought about that. Okay, need to readjust me. Yes. Okay, whoops, hold on. There we go. Okay. Natsuhi was shocked if Kinzo's words just now were what they seemed. It would have been more than enough to make up for all she suffered up to that point. Blah blah. Joke really didn't land. I missed. Blah blah, why? Alright, food is good. Food hype. Both seem to fit well. Laura's like, Tyler left to go get food? No point in streaming. Might as well go cook something. You made popcorn so you could fit in with all the cool kids who are making food. Sorry, I'm a disappointment, blah blah, because I don't have food. It would have been more than enough to make up for all she had suffered up to that point. Forget it. It's just the nonsense of an old man. Bags, get down! Bagheera! My god, we need to get that Bagheera counter in there. And I'm literally gonna start it at like 50. And even that's too low of a counter. Kinzo once again faced away from her. He'd told her to forget it, but Natsuhi couldn't help feeling warmth in her heart. 69. Good. Well, I'll put it at 68, and then the next time he does some shit, blah blah, you're in charge. Father, even though Natsuhi, am not connected to you by blood, I am still your daughter. I will most assuredly see to it that your honor and glory and everything you have left behind are protected. I think this is the first time we've seen her smile. Well, she smiled for Jessica. Tired, but a smile. You do not have the right to wear the one-winged eagle. However, the one-winged eagle is surely engraved in your heart. That is irrefutable proof that you are my blood relative, one who will inherit the glory of the Ushiromiya family. Some will sneer that there is no eagle on your clothes. But such words are not worth lending an ear to. Only those who touch the eagle in their hearts are my true blood relatives. I now consider it an honor that you were welcomed into the Ushiromiya family. It's like the nicest shit Kinzo has said up to this point. Like, he's such a crotchety, insane old man. Without saying any more, Kinzo remained with his back to Natsuhi. However, Natsuhi couldn't help but feel something warm well up inside her that she hadn't felt since long ago, when she had been just a child. Natsuhi bowed silently to his back and left the room. I'm mad. I'm still mad they didn't show the bloody hands this game. Yeah. No, I know. They needed more, like, CG in-betweens, for sure. They have some good ones, but they just need more. Especially when it's like a visual shocker, like a sting. I think seeing it is way more important than not seeing it. Ah, good timing. How is father? You were taking so long. I just came to check. When Natsuhi left the study, she saw Ava climbing the stairs, and their eyes met. Ava was smirking unpleasantly, thinking that Natsuhi would leave drudgingly after failing to convince Kinzo. However, the way Natsuhi was now, such a frivolous laugh would not disturb her. She was not permitted to wear the family crest on her clothing, but she was permitted to wear it in her heart. So she spoke calmly, clearly, and confidently, with the dignity of the one who would protect the Ushiromiya family's glory. Father said he would not join in on the family conference. He says he has no interest in discussing such obscene matters. I figured you'd say something like that. If you failed to persuade father, just say so. How pitiful. I'm beginning to see why father lamented so. What did you mean by that? Natsuhi did not answer. Just as Kinzo had done earlier, she showed Ava her back. Oh my god, I can't fucking type today. Sorry, guys. Just as Kinzo had done earlier, she showed Ava her back as she headed down the stairs. Boop and Baba say hi. Ah! Hi, Boop and Baba. Hold on. Hi, Boop, and hi, Baba. How are you guys doing today? I don't have my hand tracking plugged in because I'm only reading a visual novel. Actually, I think that's the most appropriate time to have it because I'm not holding a controller. 1 second. Ada, Ada, where are you? Ada, Ada. I have too much shit on my desk. I need to clean it. Ada, Ada. Ada, Ada! There we go. Getting pissed off Ara. Okay, here we go. Hi, Baba! Hi, Boop! Where's my other hand? Why aren't you working? Huh? Huh? Hi! Hello! There. Okay, back to the visual novel. Okay. Ava finally realized that she was being made fun of, that something had happened to quickly bolster Natsuhi's confidence. Even so, she apparently didn't have the courage to risk Kenzo's wrath. Unable to even knock on the door, she could only click her tongue, make a notion as though scratching at it, and follow after Natsuhi. Scratching, huh? So were Nissan and the rest there? Did you just start hand tracking midstream? Pro stream remove? Yes. Arada! Haro! I didn't get the chance to ask, but they were not inside the study. Father would never let them into his room to discuss such lowly topics, so it's unlikely he knows where they went. Let us go downstairs and wait for the servants to return from their search. Breakfast may be late, but how would you like some tea, Ava-san? That would be fine. Ava couldn't hide her confusion at the complete difference in Natsuhi's attitude. She was acting so boldly, and while Ava hated to admit it, she even had a sense of dignity about her. Unable to find fault with anything, Ava could only follow Natsuhi back to the parlor. Good for you, Natsuhi! Good for fucking you! When the two of them returned to the parlor, Hideyoshi had been joined by the other 4 children and Nanjo. Genji, who had been talking with Hideyoshi, itchy eye, reported the current... Genji, who had been talking with Hideyoshi, reported the current situation when he noticed that Hatsune had returned. You still have not found my husband and the rest? Yes, my apologies. Also, Kumasawa has started preparing breakfast. She said that she will just need a little longer. The clock read a little past 8. 8 should have been the time to start breakfast. Normally, going over that time limit would be a disgrace to the host. Kanon is now searching outside. Also, no one has seen Shannon either. Even Shannon's missing? Truly, just how many people did my husband bring with him on this little walk? Just how many people had gone missing by now? Now that number was this large, Now that the number was this large, it was starting to feel truly unpleasant. As though the people were the only ones being left out of something interesting. At least that seemed to reflect the feelings of the children, and Maria in particular. She was indignant, her stomach grumbling, almost as though her mother and the others had left her alone to go off and eat something delicious without her. Okay. The other children were flipping through the channels on the television, trying to find a program that might interest Maria and cheer her up again. Nanjo was sitting on the sofa, gazing blissfully at the children while reading a book. Aw, Nanjo's so sweet. He just sounds like somebody's, like, grandpa. It must have been a book about chess. The sound of footsteps came rushing through them with a pitter-patter. Beatrice! Stop swiping right and read. What do you mean stop swiping right? What do you even mean by that? You're such an ass, blah blah. I'm not swiping right on anything! Goober. There was only one set, so they realized before seating who it belonged to. That was probably Canon, not Kraus, and the rest. Madam, excuse me. Judging by your appearance, you still haven't been able to find them? My apologies. I still haven't. That will be enough. You've worked hard. She didn't know where they were, but they had to be somewhere on this island. Oh gosh, my eyes. They hadn't had a thing to eat since the previous night, so their stomachs must be growling about now. They'd probably come plodding back on their own accord before long. Poofy Shoulders Boy is back. Yeah, your favorite. Who here has a favorite character? Huh? Huh? And why is it Poofy? Not canon, but the actual poofy sleeves. The poofy sleeves. I can't point that far. Nah. By now, Natsuhi was thoroughly exasperated and started to feel that there was no reason for them to go out of their way in search. I will go to the kitchen and prepare some tea for all the guests. Thanks to the both of you for all of your hard work so early in the morning. Natsuhi left the parlor, acting as though the release in tension had caused a new surge in her headache. Kanon tried to call her back. Kanon tried to call to her back, but Natsuhi left swiftly. What is it? Was there something else? Yes. I wasn't able to find her husband or anyone else, but... Well... Kanon sounded sounded evasive. It looked as though he didn't know where they were, but had spotted something that might be connected to their disappearance. Ava and Hideyoshi noticed this exchange of words and came over. They'd probably picked up on something strange in Kanon's behavior. What's going on, Kanon-kun? Did you find Kraus-Nissan and everyone else? Actually, the Rose Garden storehouse looked strange. What do you mean? It looked strange. It was, how should I explain it? Kanon hesitated once more. His tone wasn't at all what you'd expect from this usually fearless boy. Seeing this, Ava and Hideyoshi looked at each other dubiously. What do you mean? Are you saying Nissan and the others were inside the storehouse? I think that's a cue to take a swig of my 50 fluid ounce wine bottle. It made my nose tickle. Why did my nose tickle? No, I am going to inspect the inside now. I just now came back to get the key, but... I don't really get it, but it sounds like we've just got to look around inside. Where's the key to that storehouse? It's in the servant room. Let us check inside the storehouse at once. Cannon dashed off to the servant room and returned with the key. Oh my god, I'm itchy. Genji left the parlor, saying that he would go check, but then Ava and Hideyoshi followed after him. What was this something strange about the storehouse that had caused the usually fearless Cannon to hesitate? Yoi has a pretzel? Oh, Yoi. Please share. Oh, is it like the big, chunky, warm pretzels? But which is better from work? It's like the one you get to eat with a beer. Oh, the big... Which is better, cheese dip or spicy mustard dip? It's the stuff with spinach and... Oh, come on! Yoi, you're killing me here, boy! The boy Yoi. Yoi's the boy. You're killing me here, Yoi. It was still pouring outside, but perhaps their curiosity over this something that Cannon couldn't talk about won out. While the children made a big fuss watching television, Kanon and the rest dashed over to the entrance. Let's see if they have a still for this. It's harder to see the little witch image when it's light out. When it's dark, it's easier to find. I can't see it through the thing. Darn it, I missed my chance. Oh, hold on, you guys. Nobody's redeemed this yet. Whoo! Sheesh! Okay, guys, we saved our butts there, just in case. The Rose Garden storehouse was a place that housed various tools used to manage the garden. It was definitely not a pretty building. Because of its appearance, it had been built so that it was hidden in a corner of the Rose Garden. Kanon, Genji, Ava, and Hideyoshi came running across the Rose Garden, holding umbrellas. Thank you, Tyler. I should change the prices on stuff. So safe should only be 50, as well as like hydrate and stuff. I'm gonna change those after stream. Do it again. Okay. I am but a pawn in the greater scheme, or the greater story of chat. They entered a small path just off the Rose Garden, which was normally off limits for those appreciating the garden and only used by those maintaining it. As they dashed around, sorry, I don't know where I got that word from, I'm so sorry. Oh, hold on, guys! Bagheera got so tall! Bagheera, you're so tall! Careful, he knocked that shit over. Dumbass. Him? Huh? Oh, he's so happy. I know, I can hear it. Whining? Oh, we'll give him the love he wants. Hydrate with wine. Let's go! I haven't eaten today! Daddy, no! Daddy, yes! Huh? No, bags can't have any. I'm not sharing. I don't need his cooties. Oh, yoy! Thank you for the biddies! Oh, why are there so many silly amounts? That's so cute, though. Look at the corgi! Alright, go, please. I'm reading. I love you, son boy, Ichi boy. Best roommate in the world. No exaggeration. Well, kind of. When you're not listening to Hololive, you're the best roommate in the world. And now it's DSP. God damn it. Blah. Hey. Blah says, Sanbo fixes appliances. He says, yeah. Okay. Hololive. Yeah. But I will. Discord payment successful. What? What? What payment? $2.99. Oh, I know what that's for. Okay. I'm not freaking out. You're freaking out. Okay. As they dashed down that, the storehouse came into view in front of them. It was quite an old shed, and compared to the flawlessly perfect beauty of the rose garden, it was pretty seedy looking. It was easy to understand why it had been built in a hard-to-see place. It's not a shed, yeah, it's a garage. Or, as the Brits would say, a garage. Ava and Hideyoshi arrived at the storehouse long after Kanon and Genji. You two sure are fast. I thought my heart was gonna explode. I never knew they had a storehouse way over here. But... What is that? When Ava looked where Kanon was pointing, she was at a loss for words. Noticing this, Hideyoshi also followed Kanon's finger, and was likewise, too, shocked to speak. The entrance of the storehouse was a kind of shutter, and there, everyone suddenly realized why Kanon had been unable to find words to describe what they now saw. On the shutter, it was completely filthy from being exposed to wind and rain for so long. Stuck right on it, there was something that looked like a strange, dark red liquid? So everybody can get a better look. Mucus? Or maybe it was some sticky paint. And an indescribably eerie shape was drawn on the shutter with some kind of ghastly substance. The rain had caused it to drip down like fresh blood leaking from an open wound. No more beating around the bush. Some kind of mark was drawn there, with a ghastly substance that looked like blood. In a shape that seemed to suggest something ominous. 2 circles were drawn there, and inside them was a design that looked like a cross. The 4 ends of the cross were widely exaggerated, and it looked like some kind of crest from somewhere around Europe. And in the cracks between these shapes, written closely packed together, were some unfamiliar characters, or possibly symbols. What a vulgar bit of graffiti! looking for the manga page. 1 second. Okay. It looks the same, but it's much clearer here. So let's go ahead and share the window capture. This is what we're looking at right now. Again, you can technically see it, you know, in the visual novel. Why is my mouth open? There we go. But obviously, I think, in my opinion, it just looks better when it's actually on the shed, and you can see why they're all appalled, basically. Okay, we will hide that. Bam. What a vulgar bit of graffiti. What's in the shed, though? I don't know. Could this be one of those? One of those magic circles used in demonic ceremonies? Aliens. They're turning the frickin' frogs gay. Aliens! I'm expecting the graffiti to just be a golden cock and balls with the line, Beatrice was Yeah, that would actually be... I wouldn't be opposed. Could this be one of those magic circles used in demonic ceremonies? It wasn't surprising that Hideyoshi would say that about such a ghastly shape, drawn with deep red dripping substance. When was this made? Last night, I came here before it started raining, and there was nothing drawn here at the time. We must do something before anyone else sees this. If they laid eyes upon it, it would cause them great discomfort. That's right. Even though it's just shed, I wouldn't want to leave such an unpleasant piece of graffiti alone for even a second longer than I had to. There is some paint inside the storehouse. Let us paint over it temporarily as an emergency measure, then repaint it again someday, when the weather is good. Genji remembered that he had just recently seen another scribble, and that it too had been made with a strange dark red substance of the same color as this. That must have been... That's right. He had seen it on the door to Natsuhi's room. Kanu-kun, let's remove the scribble quickly and go back, okay? Even though it's just a storehouse, it's really irritating to have graffiti around the home I was brought up in. Yes, ma'am. I will take care of it immediately. Kanan squatted in front of the shutter and unlocked it. He then lifted it up with all his strength. A boisterous noise resounded, and the eerie shape drawn on the shutter began to get sucked in through the top as the shutter was raised. At least for the time being, that ominous drawing disappeared. God damn it, Bags. Bags! Chill! Oh my god, you're hyper! At least for the time being, that ominous drawing disappeared from their direct gaze, and they all breathed a sigh of relief. 4 more for Bags, yep. Thanks to a kids program that they came across, Maria was feeling much better. Battler and Jessica were poking fun at the kids show at every turn, cackling together. Bagheera! Oh my god. Stop destroying things! Oh, you have your mouser. That's what's got you all riled up. Alright, you ready? Go get your mouser. And stop breaking shit. God damn it. Ooh, girl is back. 1 more for back. George was enjoying the program with Maria from her perspective. Nan just sat on a sofa by himself, passing the time by reading quietly. They heard hurried footsteps coming from the hallway. They were the footsteps of a single person. Did that mean it wasn't the group of 4 that had just left? It was Genji. It was very rare for Genji, who considered being out of breath a violation of a servant's virtues, to be gasping for air. He had probably come dashing back from outside the mansion. His shoulders were soaking wet, and he didn't have his usual trim appearance. When Genji noticed Nanjo looking at him, he gave a small silent bow and quickly approached him. Dr. Nanjo, my apologies. Please, come with me, quickly. What is this Sorry. What is the matter? I don't remember his name. I remember he was an old man. And as Genji whispered something in Nanjo's ear, Nanjo went pale. He rose from the sofa, trying not to be noticed by the children, who were still engrossed by the TV. And the two of them rapidly left the parlor, muffling their footsteps. Just as they were about to exit the parlor, they came across Natsuki, who was pushing a serving cart loaded with tea. Thank you for the hydrate! I love it when doctors are fat. Like, you know better, right? I understand. Luna, thank you for the stretch. Oh, thank you for the save, Issa. Let's give this a quick save. Before we call it here in about 30 minutes. In 30 minutes or less. Thank you, War Dad. I appreciate you. Oh, God. It's so silly. I love it. Oh, whoops. Ah! No! Fuck! I hit the button to go back. Ah, fuck. Okay, hold on. Muffling was serving cart loaded with the tea set. Genji whispered something into Natsuhi's ears, and Natsuhi went pale too, in apparent shock. Apparently the control button fast forwards. Thanks, control button! I went to go hit the back arrow and I missed! And then I missed. And then I missed again. And then I took a shot. And then I missed. I missed again. As they were about to exit the parlor, they came across Natsuhi, who was pushing a serving cart loaded with a tea set. Let's see. As Genji whispered something into Nanjo's ear, Nanjo went pale. He rose from the sofa, trying not to get noticed by the children. Wait, what? It went backwards. What the fuck? Why did it go backwards? Then, leaving the serving cart where it was, the three of them dashed towards the entrance. George noticed the world is a better place with poor done in it. He says an inspiration. I agree with both of those. George noticed them running down the garden, the rose garden, through the window. What's that? Isn't that Genji-san and Dr. Nanjo and that's Aunt Natsuhi, isn't it? What's up, Aniki? Maybe something happened. They look terribly flustered. The smoked sausage pretzel so good. Ah! Yoy! It's a local place, right? It's not like a chain. If it's a chain, you have to tell me. If it's a local place, then obviously don't dox yourself. But fuck! Wait, you're in Canada, so even if it is a chain, I don't got it! Ah! Fuck! God damn it! When Jessica and Maria saw that Ava, Hideyoshi, and Nanjo were no longer in the seats, and that the serving cart had been abandoned in the entrance to the parlor, they also realized that something was the matter. Get for free. Oh. You need to get me a set of the feta and cheese and a smoked sausage, and then you best mail it to me overnight in a Tupperware container with a side of cheese. Could there have been some kind of accident? Let's go check it out. It's no fun if we're the only ones left out, right? For some reason, what Battler said sounded extremely indiscreet. But they couldn't deny that they were a little insecure and concerned after seeing the adults run off into the rain, without regards to their appearance. I'll hand deliver it. Yes, hand deliver it. Come to Wisconsin. You can give it to me and I'll have my own beer cheese, because it's the only thing we're good for, you know? Well, not true. No, that is true. Let's check it out, okay? I'm worried something might have happened. Jessica's uneasy words spoke for all of them. Oh. Hey, Maria, are you coming too? Or will you watch TV?
Wanna watch TV? Ooh.
Let's go on without her. Maria-chan, we'll be back soon. You keep watching TV, okay? Aww. By the time the kids made it outside, the adults were no longer in sight. But Jessica seemed to have a pretty good idea where they had gone, judging by the direction they'd been running. They're also good being home and my favorite ghost mama. Yes! Yo, I am proud of you. You don't even have to redeem a proud thing. I'm proud of you. You worked hard, you got a very yummy present from work, and you're enjoying it, and you're just having a good time, just kicking back and relaxing. I'm proud of you for your hard work today, and I'm glad that you're relaxing with some yummy food. And don't worry, when I live on my own or I own my own house, I will absolutely be inviting forest friends over from all across the world. Whoever wants to make the trip, you have a bed in my home. Following Jessica, we ran through the rain-soaked rose garden. Nah, sounds like, yeah, fair. Fair. You right, though. I've been adopted as their kid. Yeah! You my Yoi boy now! Go to your room, Yoi! And enjoy some video games and just, kick your feet up and relax. You've worked hard today. You don't need to be in trouble for anything. The wind seems to suddenly get stronger. What if we show up en masse? Then y'all can all sleep on a single twin mattress. Just saying. You guys can stack. Play like human body Jenga. The wind seemed to suddenly get stronger. The malicious sound of thunder began to ring out like it had the previous night. It felt like an eerie something that had surrounded the island and was trying to stop us from moving forward. Only to get Lord cooking? I will absolutely make so much food for you guys. Yo, I said you didn't have to redeem a Proud Mama. That one was on in the house. Can a mod do a point refund? But that one was on the house for you, Yui. Jessica, is there something over this way? I'm pretty sure there's a storehouse for gardening tools or something. What in the world could be going on in a place like that? Jenga sleeping sounds difficult, but the odds are stacked against us. Blah blah! Why? Why do you do this? Oh my god, I love you. Just as Jessica had said, they began to see a storehouse in front of them. They could also see the adults there. The shutter to the storehouse was open, and several adults looked as though they were searching for something. Best non-mod. Yeah. I feel... I worry what would happen if I gave blah blah mod privileges. I genuinely worry. Like, what chaos? I don't want it, I drink. Fair. Speaking of drinking a lot, hydrate with some Harbor Mist Blackberry Mellow. You know, on my dating app profile, I did say I never drink. That's a lie. Well, it's not a lie. I actually very, very rarely drink, especially with my medicines, but, yeah. When I'm chugging a bottle of wine. I'm kind of chugging. Anyway, for some reason, only Natsuhi was outside the storehouse. Without even holding an umbrella, she looked like she was hanging her head, and her back was facing them. Another 2 p.m. wake up. There was Genji, Nanjo, and Natsuhi, who had just left the mansion. The ones who left earlier, Kanon, Eva, and Hideyoshi, were also there, making for a small crowd of people. But there was absolutely no bustle of activity. When Natsuhi realized that the children were approaching, a terrible expression rose to her face, and she ran at them with her arms spread wide. You mustn't come any closer! Go back to the mansion! But despite that, no, because of that, The kids saw the scene Natsuki was trying to keep away from them. Inside the storehouse, with its shutter wide open, a faint fluorescent light shone down. And right there was... Jessica's piercing shriek rang out. That was just because Jessica's scream was the loudest. That was a good scream. That's why I didn't even try to bother. The same thing spilled out of Battler.
No!
Oh, Daddy, yes! Good timing there, Tyler. But that was just because Jessica's scream was the loudest. The same thing spilled out of Battler, and George's mouth as well. Ava spread her arms just like Natsuki, roaring at the kids with a bone-chilling expression on her face. George, take everyone and return to the mansion! Quickly! Right now! When Natsuki spread her arms, I thought she was trying to prevent us from advancing any further. But that wasn't why Ava was spreading her arms right now. She was trying to stop us kids from seeing that terrible scene. It was her mother's heart, trying to protect the eyes and hearts of us children by blocking our view of what terrible scene by at least the width of one's arms. This is some kind of joke. Is it? I'd seen this kind of cheap scene all too often. In manga, TV, anime, and movies, I'd seen it over and over again. This is just seeing something appear in real life that I'd seen plenty of times before in some of those more sensationalized movies, right? That alone shouldn't... But that suit... It's that old bastard's, isn't it? I get it. And that's Uncle Kraus. And Kiri-san and Aunt Rosa. Dad! Dad! You mustn't, Jessica! You mustn't go in! You mustn't look! Dad! Dad! Rigor mortis has set in across almost the entire body. Most likely, 6 hours or more have passed since the death. As far as I can tell by looking at the damaged area, there is a high probability that they were damaged after their deaths. No, I must watch what I say. I'm a general practitioner, claiming examining corpses is outside my area of expertise. So what does this mean? Just killing them wasn't enough? So they went on to do something like this? The devil! There's here! This is the work of the devil! Natsuki caught Jessica in her arms, and Aunt Ava caught George Aniki. Ah! What is... Ah! Hold on! No! Why is my PC shutting? Oh, Bagheera, I swear to God, if it was you again. Oh, Bagheera, I swear to God, if it was you again. Oh my fucking God. I need to get like a tiny little table to put over my power button that he cannot. Bags of the Riche! Bags is being a doo-doo. Oh my God, this is the second fucking time during an Umineko stream that he's jumped on my power button. You motherfucker. Chill. Play with your mouse anywhere else. God damn it. Okay. Sorry, during an intense fucking moment. Aunt Natsuki caught Jessica in her arms, and Aunt Ava caught George Aniki. So I was the only one who could approach the entrance to the storehouse. If only there had been someone there to catch me too. I wouldn't have needed to have to say this horrible, evil scene burned into my eyes. No, that's not it. It isn't that there's no one here to catch me. The people who should catch me, they're right there, aren't they? Just as Jessica said, it did look like a storehouse for gardening tools. A lawnmower with extra blades, a grass sickle and a hammer. Some carpentry tools such as a saw. Piled up potted plants and bags of fertilizer. And treated just the same. Corpses of several people had been laid to rest there. Oh, don't you worry. I will... Oh, my model's gone. Fuck. Thank you. God damn it, Bagheera. You motherfucker. I swear to God. Thank you. I have to cancel it quick so that all of the programs... Nippa! I have to cancel it quick so all the programs don't shut down. But obviously some of them start going before others. Bags does a bags. Oh, god damn it. Let me get into position. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. No, had been and treated just the same. The corpses of several people had been laid to rest here. No, they'd been tossed in there. I could tell them by their clothes. That old bastard and Kyrie-san. Uncle Kraus and Aunt Rosa. Beyond that, Goda-san and... Are there still more of them? How many people died? You're fucking kidding me. I can't even count them on one hand! Damn it! I didn't know whether it had been one of these gardening tools, which, if used for something other than their intended purpose, could definitely be wielded like a naked brutality. Or whether some horrible tool had been brought in here specifically for this. Anyway, each of those bodies jammed up in here had been given an atrocious makeup. It wasn't makeup, it was more like their faces had been plowed. Their faces were smashed. Forced expressions that normal people couldn't even make after death. I couldn't tell where their eyes or noses were, but I could find their mouths because they were gaping wide, their gums exposed, but their front teeth were missing, and even the cheeks that should have covered all of this were all torn up and laid bare. That trendy makeup you always spend so much time on, even though you're a man, doesn't do anything now. Dad! I always thought you were going to hell, but still not like this, right? You weren't such a son of a bitch that you should have to suffer so brutally. Kyrie-san, didn't I tell you to stop going out with this guy? There's absolutely no reason for you to end up like this, too. They've gotten no faces. No faces. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Ah! Bana-san, you mustn't look anymore. There's no way your mother and father would want you to see them like this. For your mother and your father's sakes, you mustn't look anymore. Dead people are supposed to have faces that look like they're sleeping peacefully, right? They've got no faces. My dad and Kyrie-san have no faces. I don't even know what kind of faces they were wearing when they died. What is wrong with me? Will I have to see these smashed monster-like faces every time I remember them? That's just great. I didn't want to remember that old bastard's smug face anyway. Just great, just great. But why even Kyrie-san's face? Kyrie-san wasn't a crook. Sure, she ticked me off a bit now and then, but she was like a cool big sister to me. This is wrong. This is all wrong. At least Uncle Kraus has it better, doesn't he? It's not his whole face, just the side. At least he's got half his face left, right? That's still better, that's still better! Jessica filled her ears with the sound of her own screaming, trying to shut off my reckless words. Stop it, Battler Kun. Just stop it! Just stop it! Aniki! Aniki! Disregarding age and appearance, I fell to my knees, clinging to Aniki's waist and sobbing. It was as if I was crying on behalf of everyone there. Repressing the feelings, representing the feelings of everyone there, I screamed over and over. So, do you guys want to see what it all looks like? Oh, I gotta open Kindle again, you stupid fucking cat. You ruin everything. I love you, Bags. Father. The ones lying dead. Lying over there are Uncle Kraus, Uncle Rudolph, Aunt Kyrie, and Aunt Rosa, and Goda-san. Just those 5, right? No. There are 6 people here. There's one more person over there. The body Hideyoshi was looking down on happened to be hidden amongst the shadows in that mountain range of objects. What? Ah! Shit! Fucking goddammit, Bags. Alright, I'll try this again. The body Hideyoshi was looking down on happened to be hidden amongst the shadows in that mountain range of objects, in a blind spot to George, who stood by the entrance. So, George couldn't tell whose body it was. So, George cursed himself. He cursed the fact that his worst guesses always turned out to be right. So, the one lying at your feet is... Shannon, isn't it? Yes. It's Shannon-chan. Oh, George is crying. Oh, he's crying. George fell complete. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. George fell completely silent. He shook slightly, his lower lip trembling. Normally, he would have wanted to run to his beloved's body, screaming and crying. However, before rashly rushing forward, he worked to keep his composure and asked his father, "Is Shannon the same as Uncle Kraus and the others?" Hideyoshi deeply understood the meaning of those words, so he couldn't give George an immediate answer. Or rather, he felt that silence was the only sincere and loving response he could give George right now. When George Aniki asked if Shannon was the same, he meant to ask whether her corpse was in the same condition as the others or not. Since Hideyoshi hadn't denied it, it meant her corpse was in the same brutal state. Can I look at Shannon? No. You can't. Why not? After all, I won't be able to see Shannon's face again, right? So, why won't you let me see what her face looked like at the end? The last time you met Shannon-chan was yesterday, right? Guys, I'm like legit crying. Hashtag I love Fat George. Yes. I see. When you left her, what kind of face was she showing ya? It was a wonderful smile. After he handed her the ring, she hesitated, even though she must have already made up her mind. Then she looked bashful and ran away because she was embarrassed to let him see her face looking like that. That's the expression that was revived in George's mind. I see. Then I'm sure Shannon-chan would want to leave you with that smile in your memory. Hugs for George! Oh my god, Tyler. Hideyoshi looked down upon Shannon's body laying at his feet. Just like the other bodies, it was such a horrible state that it'd make anyone want to cover their eyes. Her head had been smashed in from the side, and no more than half her expression remained. If the remaining blood-soaked half of her expression had been wiped clean, would that graceful smile of hers have peeked out? But only half of it. Without thinking, Hideyoshi slapped his hands over his eyes. How brutal. Thank you for the hi- Oh, hi, Maestro! You're here to watch me cry over my visual novel. Thank you for the hydrate. If her face was going to be crushed anyway, then if only all of it had been crushed, he might have been able to temporarily distract George from his pain by making the pathetic suggestion that it was someone else wearing Shannon's clothes. But half of her face had been left untouched. It caused the body so much humiliation, while still proving beyond the doubt that the body was Shannon's and no one else's. How inhuman. How brutish. And there, trying his best to burn the image of the remaining half of Shannon's expression into his eyes as he lay at Hideyoshi's feet, was Kanan. Kanan was not crying. Tears had not risen to his eyes, but they did not drip down. But that didn't mean he wasn't feeling as much sadness as everyone else. Where's my other slipper? Okay. Losing Shannon, who had lived with him in the same orphanage, whom he had loved as a sister, must have been just the same as losing a blood relative. George, I'm sure Shannon-chan is saying thank you. She must be glad you didn't end up seeing her in such a pitiful state. I'm sure she's thanking you for holding strong and showing restraint. I understand. I understand, Father. I understand. George leaned against the outside wall of the storehouse, crouching down limply. Father, I have a request. What is it? I want you to look for me. Is there a ring on Shannon's finger? A ring? Let me see. Hideyoshi crouched down. As he did, Kanan silently pointed to one of Shannon's hands. Yeah, there is. It's a diamond ring, with a valuable diamond. Must have been a pretty expensive. And which hand and which finger is it on? There's a ring finger of her left hand. I see. So Shannon-chan was engaged? George, don't tell me you... Ava! That doesn't matter now. A man made a lifelong promise to Shannon-chan. A man promised her happiness for life. Who that man was isn't the issue here. Being told by that man Being told that by a man is a woman's dream, isn't it? I don't know when she received this ring. I also don't know who gave it to her. However, even so, Shannon-chan took this ring. Then she accepted it and put it on her left ring finger. I'm sure that the man who gave it to her was also happy. To most of the people here, Hideyoshi was simply disturbed by this extraordinary situation and was blurting out nonsense. However, someone who knew of George and Shannon's true relationship would understand the full meaning of those words. I see. Thank you, Father. George stood up, the traces of tears still streaking his face, but his expression had returned to his usual calm one. Let's go. Battler, Jessica. If we stay here any longer, we'll get in the way of the adults. You're right. Jessica sniffled once, showing her face to her mother, who had been holding her the whole time, to let her know she was okay now. When she faced George again, she once again had on her usual expression, although she still couldn't smile. Battler, hang in there. Battler kept on crouching in front of his parents' bodies. I'm sorry. Crying like hell calmed me down. You bastard, Dad. I bet you're laughing at me. After all that shit I talked about you, here I am crying like a baby just because you died? Well, so what? I guess I just got the gene that makes you cry when your parents kick the bucket. Battler's face was still bright red from the tears, but he had at least recovered enough to fake a smile, if only a bitter one. Kanon, you mustn't remain in here any longer either. Take the children and return to the mansion. Natsuhi had been standing under the rain this whole time, unable to take a step into the storehouse. Maybe she had her own way of grieving, different from Battler's, realizing that she had to take on a role of responsibility now that her husband was dead. She gave Kanon those orders. Yes, madam. Kanon rose silently and turned to face me. His face was purely white, almost as though his own heart had died along with Shannon. And there was no life in his expression. On an ordinary day, if he had been told to guide the children through the beautiful rose garden, Kanon might have led the way. Oh my god, motorcycle or car revving up. I have the rudest neighbors. But now, there was no distinction between Kanon and the children. They were now just kids of about the same age, suffering the pain of losing those close to them. After making sure that the children were leaving, Natsuhi started giving orders to Genji. Genji, contact the police immediately. They probably won't be able to come until the typhoon passes, but they should be able to tell us what to do next. Understood. There is an emergency radio, so I will use that to contact them. When she heard that, Natsuhi remembered. That's right, the phones were out earlier today, weren't they? However, they also had a radio, since they couldn't necessarily rely on their phones all the time. Since they couldn't necessarily rely on the phones all the time. Hold on. Okay. All the time while living on an isolated island. At any rate, they should start by contacting the police and receiving their instructions. Everything else could wait. Dr. Nanjo, is there anything more you can do here?
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
Understood. Genji, could you at least cover their faces with something? Exposing them like this is humiliating to them as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Genji picked up several dried-up towels from the inside of the storehouse when Ava stopped him with a shrill voice. Wait a second! Stop! This is the scene of a crime, isn't it? Then we mustn't disturb it. We all panicked and walked in here with our shoes on, but even that will surely get in the way of the police's investigation, right? Natsuki glared at Ava, offended. Objectively speaking, Ava was right. Even so, she glared at Ava as though accusing her of refusing to do those tragic corpses, which had been humiliated after death. The simple kindness of covering their faces. However, Ava had spoken both calmly and correctly. However, Ava had spoken both calmly and correctly. This horrible situation definitely wasn't an accident. It was a crime. Someone had killed them. It was a murder case. So they needed to be careful to avoid disturbing the site any further. They had to do what little they could to aid the police, preserving clues that might help them catch the detestable culprit.
I agree with Ava, son. Until the police come, we should leave everything be. What do you say, madam?
You're right. Very well. Close it up. And just in case, we should put a different lock on it. A different lock?
Yes.
When we came here, the shutter was locked. That means the culprit used the key to the shutter to unlock it. That makes sense. So, does that mean the key that opens the shutter will have the culprit's fingerprints on it? I'm sure it will be worth submitting to the police as evidence. But Kanon-kun usually has it, and he used it to unlock the shed just now. It'll probably have Kanon's fingerprints on it. Also, that key was handed to Genji-san just now, and he took it with his bare hands. It doesn't look like it'll be very useful as evidence.
That was careless of me. My apologies.
Are you still here, blah blah, or did you actually nope out?
Genji-san.
Are there any keys to this? Are there any other keys to the storehouse?
No. Only this one.
So the culprit walked out of the servant room with that key. and then was nice enough to return the key to where they found it? Hideyoshi's theory sounded plausible, but was actually very strange if you thought about it. Why would they go through all the trouble of returning a key they stole? No, if you think about it even more deeply, there are some points that are even more bizarre. When a criminal hides a body, they're usually trying to delay the point at which it'll be found, so they can use that time to escape. Oh, he did outie! Oh, blah blah, no! Blah blah! You really did outie! Oh, no! Blah blah, come back! Oh, blah blah's sensitive, I want to hug him! I want to hug him, let him know it'll be okay! Oh, right, do you guys want to see what everybody looked like? Let me get my candle up. Umineko no Naku Koro ni. That's my favorite Japanimation book. Okay. Alright, let's do a quick look over here. Alright. Do not come over here. It has nothing to do with you. What do you mean? I know those clothes. That's my dad and Kirie-san. Battler-kun. Is this some kind of sick joke? Why are they like this? Why don't they have any faces? They're fine, right? They're fine. They'll be okay. It's just a... Don't look, Jessica. Kraus. Rosa. Goda. And then... Shannon. She had a beautiful smile on her face. And there's the ring. So, now you guys have a fun little visual! Here, we'll look at something way more sexy and fun. Beatolori! Okay. How close are we to, like, a save point? Because I gotta call it a night here. The 6 weren't necessarily killed there, but it was reasonable to assume that they were killed somewhere on this island, carried to the storehouse, and hidden to delay the discovery of the crime. And yet, the eerie magic circle scribbled on the storehouse shutter had eloquently indicated the location of the hidden corpses. Sure, it didn't explicitly mention the corpses, but 6 people had gone missing. In that situation, someone had made such an obvious piece of graffiti, and even returned the key to the shutter. I think we're gonna snooze that ad break. We're almost done. Almost as though they wanted the corpses to be found. Anyway, we can't put all our faith in a lock that the culprit has opened once before. If we want to protect this place from the culprit's hand, I think we should put a new lock on it.
I think that is a good plan. I agree.
Genji fished around inside the storehouse and unsealed a brand new padlock that had been inside the small box.
What should I do with the key?
I will take it. I will take the responsibility and hand it over to the police. Natsuhi took the key to the padlock from Genji's hand. After that, they all exited and lowered the shutter. And so, the corpses were once again sealed behind that shutter, which was still covered with that creepy magic circle. Genji crouched down in front of the shutter to fasten the new padlock. Shutters often have a place in front where you can attach your own lock, in addition to the main lock of the shutter. This was one of those types. Amidst the roar of thunder and the pouring rain, the storehouse stood there, ominously. With its closed shutter still covered in blood like creepy substance, it swallowed up the bodies of the six. To Natsuhi, putting the new padlock on wasn't mainly to preserve the scene for the police. She might have felt like she wanted to shut that mouth for all eternity. To prevent that eerie beast from swallowing up any more victims. Come on, let's go, everyone. Dr. Nanjo, thank you very much for your work. Genji, hurry and contact the police.
I will do as soon as I return.
The adults left the storehouse. That ghastly magic circle drawn on the shutter kept the six bodies in its throat, looming eerily as the lightning occasionally lit it up. "15 minutes. In those 15 minutes, so much went wrong, didn't it? Alright, aren't you working? There we go. Alright, everyone. I think... Oh, yeah, that's right. So for each of the mysteries, it will mark in red if they're dead, and it will actually show where their body was affected. Her corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. It seems the side of her head was smashed after death. Don't worry, everyone will be revived in the Golden Land. His corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. His face seemed to have been smashed after death. How unfortunate. Apparently he was originally supposed to be on duty in the guest house. Rosa Ushiromiya, her corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. Her face seemed to have been smashed after death. I'll get to see her again. Oh, right. This would be Maria.
I'll get to see her again, so I don't feel lonely.
Kirie Ushiromiya. Her corpse was found inside the Rose Garden. Her face seems to have been smashed after death. She was chosen by the Demon's Roulette. That's all there is to it. Rudolph Ushiromiya. His corpse was found inside the Rose Garden. His face seems to have been smashed after death. He has a right to lament his ill fortune. Kraus Ushiromiya. His corpse was found inside the Rose Garden storehouse. Blech, I can't read. The direct cause of death is unknown, but it seems the side of his face was smashed after death. This is the beginning of everything. Huh. Such weird narration to have over dead corpses. That's strange. So strange. Who would narrate such ghastly things? Alright, everyone. let's take a look at who we can send a raid to. Desu ne. Cringe. Bleh. I'm tired. And the wine is slightly, ever so slightly affecting me. So, in all honesty, I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts so far? Especially after, like, what Blivla said, like, 7 hours. Okay, the music guy, the family walks in on grotesque murder. We need a song for the moment. Say no more, fam. Bursts out this absolute banger. Yeah, the music's great. Oh no! Ralphie! Ralphie! You came in at such a bad time! For 2 reasons. 1, I'm just about to send a raid. But 2, the shed. We finally got to the garden house shed. Sea cats indeed. So, 6 have been offered to Beatrice. Perfect! Audible Rose. That couldn't have been better fucking timing. Literally, like, that was fantastic. And thank you for the follow. You're officially a forest friend. Hello. Yes. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna be sending a raid. Oh my god, you're Umineko. Yeah, all of my alerts are Umineko, I think, for like 1. Let me see if I can donate a single biddy to myself. Oh, I cannot cheer my own channel. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Ignore that. 1 biddy is like my custom gem, but I think if you hit 100 biddies and higher, you get, well, I'll send you the GIF. I'll send you the GIF. It's like, oh, well, you don't have to do that. Thank you. Nipa. Yeah, that's custom. That's the fusion of 2 runes for gratefulness and fortune, which is like saying thank you. Wow. Oh, stop it! Yes, there you go. No swag, 100% flawless sexy. This is like MySpace shit. Oh, Beatrice! And you saw the one for rating, right? You saw the Kinzos and the oh, what was that sketch called? It was Daddy, no! Oh, Daddy, yes! You guys are awful. You know I say every fucking sound redeem I do. You guys are the worst. I'm so happy you've got all this Umineko stuff on. Yes, I've had this since I started streaming, when I was a PNG tuber. Literally nothing has changed, except for the biddy like picture that I drew later on / photoshopped. Okay, you guys, let's find who to raid. All right, Yoi Bunk Jaggy, Yoi Bunk Jaggy, Yoi Bunk Jaggy, Yoi Bunk Jaggy. You are so naughty. Remember I said go to your room to relax? Well, now I mean go to your room, have a popsicle, and enjoy the rest of your night. Let's see. So desu ka? So desu ka? So da yo. Birthday stream for Catmander. Yes, let's give it's a birthday stream. Everybody wish Catmander. Well, I don't know where I'm going with this song, but please wish them a happy birthday, because they deserve it. I have more pretzel and scotch. Yes, there you go. A popsicle. God, boy, howdy, that's a good-ass popsicle. Yes, by the way, everyone, Umineko When They Cry is a banger of a murder mystery. You will cry, you will be scared. Oh, I was literally sobbing on stream, reading the scene and voice acting it for the passing of everyone. But when I got to George, I lost my shit, man. I'm sure there's clips of me bawling like a baby. Why are you so rude? Fucking goddamn. All right, with that said, everybody, please, yes, we will see you guys next time. I think I'll do another reading for my Saturday stream, and I'll try to go longer, since it's Saturday. But, yes, I love you guys. I will see you all on Saturday for more Umineko, and actually, what I might do is like start with Umineko, and then like do, ow, halfway through the stream, play something else. So maybe Crab Champions. Okay, I love you guys so much. And give Kat a happy birthday. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, Anthony. Oh, why is my head inside my body?